Michigan fans, Michigan women's hockey is live and on the air. Welcome, everybody, to Yost Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team taking on McKendree University. I'm joined here with Coach Ned, and how you doing today, Coach?
Hey, go blue. Good, Mark. This is nice matinee game. Fun to get here with lights in the background at Yost, the famous windows. It's we're jumping right into the frying pan with this game. We're going to see how we go.
Absolutely. This is something that the women's team gets to experience a little bit more than the fans of the men's team. It's always a night game, typically, for the men.
Right. Yeah.
We have a beautiful Sunday matinee. Yeah, you don't get to see the lights coming through here unless you practice a lot. We get to see it a lot more, and it is lovely. But we do have a very difficult team in front of us in McKendree. Michigan is 0-1 on the season, facing off versus Maryville, and that was a 4-1 win by Maryville. Quickly talking about that, shots on goal, 33 shots by Maryville, 27 by Michigan. It was Gillings who had a power play goal to start things off at 12:26 in the first. Then Gillings had her her third goal of the season, second of the game. That was at 14:20. Both of those are Karanakar on the assist. Then Lucy Hansen scored for Michigan, that at 13:57. Flazar on the assist. That was a power play goal. And then in the third, Maryville poured it on as Brennan scored her second goal of the season from Poisson and Brooks. And then Brennan got her third of the season from Brooks, that at 15:37, that last one on the power play. Penalties, too many players on the ice for Michigan. Penalty at 10:44. Brooks went off for tripping in the second at 12:06. And then in the third, with 56 seconds in, Beckett went off for slashing, and then Malashevsky went off for hooking at 15:20. It was Tresick who got the win, and Poneth who got the loss, stopping 29 shots out of 33. So point getters right now for Michigan, obviously, Hansen has a point and Flazar has a point. That is it. Poneth started off with a 890 or 879 save percentage and 4 goals against average, but that does not say how she played. She really, it would have been much worse without Poneth, especially in that burst. She
kept us in it.
Yeah. Sandy kept
I know she was frustrated and seldom gives up 4, but my goodness, it was a shellacking. I mean, we couldn't get it out of our end. So
Yeah, Maryville. That second was a really good period for Michigan, but boy, that set Maryville off for the third, and they came out with a vengeance in the third.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't get any easier. 6-1 is McKendree. They beat Maryville in the first game of the season. That at McKendree 3-2. Then played at Maryville, and Maryville won that one 5-4. Split home and home. Then they beat Niagara 4-1. They beat Lindenwood 2-1, and then 3-2. Both of those at the Centene Community Ice Arena. This one shocked me on Friday nights, 3-1 over Adrian McKendree. So that tells you something. Absolutely, that was over at Arrington Ice Arena, and then they put it on Grand Valley, who we'll see in a couple weeks, 5-0 over at Griff's Georgetown.
Busy weekend for those guys.
Absolutely. So we're hoping that they'll have some tired legs from the travel. I'm not going to bet on it, but boy. Shots on goal, McKendree had 36 shots on goal versus Grand Valley's 10 shots on goal. The penalties, 12 minutes for 6 infractions for 12 minutes for McKendree, 8 minutes with 4 infractions for Grand Valley. As Barron started off the scoring, there was no scoring in the first. In the second, it was Barron who scored her third goal of the season on the power play from Jeffers and Groot. That at 3:43. Then at 8:42, it was Barndit who scored her third of the season on the power play from Groot and Jeffers. Gorgievska Sharp scored at 9:08. No assist on that one. And then in the third at 13:18, it was Painter who scored her first of the season. And then at 18:40, it was Lannon who scored her first of the season. It was Paige Hunt who was between the pipes. That's not who's going to be starting today, but she got the win, and Carlson took the loss, taking about the top point getters with 8 points. Brooks has, she's number 13. She has 8 points on 3 goals and 5 assists. Hassan Prats has 6 points on 5 goals and 1 assist. Barnden has 5 points on 2 goals and 3 assists. Lacroix has 5 points on 1 goal and 4 assists. And then 2 tied at 4. Barron has 2 goals and 2 assists. And Gorgievska Sharp has 1 goal and 3 assists.
So just look at the experience there. You're listing their top 6 scorers.
Yeah.
We have 2 people who have points, 1 and 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a big difference, obviously, coming in.
Yeah.
They've played 7 games. We've played 1. Now it was good team that we played, but still, yeah, they have a lot more time underneath their belt. And it's going to be the starting goalkeeper for them today is going to be that one is going to be Collins starting. So McKenna Collins. She has played up until now 1 game. Now, she had 1 goal against. She had a .944 save percentage. So she's played 1 game. Paige Hunt has played 1 game and won 1 game. And then Starsenik has played 5 games. She has 4 wins, 1 loss, 2.2 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. So that's the lowest of the save percentages. So they're doing very well at goalie as well.
We're playing some no-shot D.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to apologize in advance for Mark calling this game because it looks like he's calling the Pioneer women's game. So,
I'll do my best not to call McKendree Pioneer, but yeah, absolutely.
Purple and white. They do have names on the back of their jerseys to help you out.
They do, absolutely, absolutely. So we'll do our best for that. Let's talk about the next upcoming games out there. So if we take a look at the schedule, it's going to be Grand Valley, October 19th. That's going to be the first away game that will be over at Griff's. Georgetown over in Hudsonville. We'd love to see you out there. It's a 7:30 game, so you got some time to get out there. And then Sunday on October 20th, right back here at the cozy confines of Yost Ice Arena, where Grand Valley will come in. That's a 4:05 game, so you can even watch the early NFL games and then skate out here. And then October 24th, 4 days later, that's going to be a Thursday. The Spartans come in to Yost Ice Arena. That's a 7:05 game. That is right before the Michigan State football game, and who knows what that's going to do now. So that'll be interesting. But that game is going to be Thursday, so we'd love to see a whole bunch of maize and blue. Hopefully there'll be some green and white in here.
And can we hang a carrot that they might have the alumni prep band here at the Michigan State game, or is that a little premature?
Well, let's cross our fingers and see if that can happen.
Yeah.
Because we would love to see and get the alumni band in here. They are awesome, and when I'm not dragging my father to every ice rink from here to Timbuktu, he happens to play every once in a while.
So
there.
how would that work? Would he have to run over and play and then come back and run the cameras and stuff? We might really put him. He's probably going to build a trolley back and forth from the fourth floor to wherever they play.
We might have to get a spare extra camera person at that point. I don't know how many saxophones the alumni band has, but November 2nd, then we take our first really big road trip. I mean, it's over to Grand Valley's not that far, but we do have out November 2nd. We'll be out at Miami, and that is going to be down at Oxford, Ohio. The Miami Redhawks. I have to stop calling them Miami of Ohio. They're Miami University. So that will be November 2nd, 9:30 p.m. on that Saturday. So again, later game there. And then the next day, Sunday, 2:20. That's an interesting time down at Miami. We're not sure which rinks we'll play in. They have a kind of a more rec rink right across the hall from the big rink. But either which way, it's a nice town, nice place to get to. And hopefully, Miami is now in our pod. So that is going to be the first team we play in our pod as Grand Valley. The pods are now thusly, if I pull this up. So they've renamed them. The Erie Pod officially.
It's perfect for Halloween.
Yep, exactly. Erie Pod is Davenport, Grand Valley State University, Lake Superior State University, Michigan State, Aquinas, and Penn State. So that's the Erie Pod. So each of those teams play each other twice. Then in the Huron Pod, it's Indiana Tech now moved over, Miami University moved over, and then the four that stayed kind of in this group is Concordia, Michigan, Dearborn, and Adrian. So that's not an easy pod at this point. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with that. Leading up to the CCWHA championships at Eddie Egger Ice Arena this season. So if you're local to the Ann Arbor area, you don't have to get a hotel.
And everybody gets in this time.
Absolutely. So that'll be different. Everybody makes it, and then it'll start on Thursday. So that will be interesting. Speaking of starting, let's talk a little bit about the starters for the opposing team. As we said, it is McKenna Collins who is going to be in net. The Blue Liners are DeFosse as well as Haley. And then starting forwards is Gorgievska Sharp, Lacroix, and Shoemaker are your starters at forwards for McKendree. For University of Michigan, it is going to be the line that is centered by Gordon. So Gordon is going to play center. You have Garbady and Lindahl on that line for your forwards. The defense is Katie German and McGough, and then Paneth is the goalkeeper for Michigan starting off. So that is your starting lineups. And coming off of kind of a tough loss to open up the season, and you have a difficult opponent here, what are your keys to kind of coming into this game and making sure that you get the best out of this game here?
Well, you got to forget about yesterday. You got to forget about the earlier game, but you just try to build on it. I don't want to sound like a broken record, which is kind of an outdated reference nowadays, but we're trying to compete. We're going to try to be quick shifts. We've got a lot of depth, so running four lines and getting the depth out there is going to be huge, because we're hoping that we can catch these guys a little, reading their press clippings and perhaps a little tired. They've had a long weekend, a successful one, but we'd like to kind of rain on their parade a little bit here. I know that we definitely want to get more shots. We want to just compete and figure out our breakout. We worked on that some more. Support Sandy and net. So you stay the course and you stick with your systems and just try to get them to work. I mean, it's only our second game.
Yep.
So it's early. We're not changing anything drastically. There's a little bit of change in the lineup and that kind of thing, but we're going to just play our game and forget about the records and go from there.
Absolutely, and it is tough playing, starting off early. And you had a couple exhibition games to get your skates underneath you and get going. Yeah. But coming out with a team that has played 7 games, and then I think Maryville had already played at least 5. They have that experience, and they've really kind of bonded there.
And the travel has helped them. The other thing is that their league has been a very strong league since it's getting stronger and stronger. So
incredibly so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. So the competition that they play on a regular basis, some years is a notch above maybe the ones we are. So we'll see. We came out here to play, and we'll give it a shot. There was no quit in Michigan last game. So we'll see if we come out fast and strong and maybe get some shots on net and surprise them.
It is a very interesting league. I mean, you got a lot of folks kind of in the more western Midwest out there with the 3 St. Louis teams, and then you have Minot and whatnot. Then you have Liberty all the way over in Lynchville, Virginia, right? So that's I know Liberty has the money to travel, but it can't
somebody's got to
easy.
get there. Yeah, they don't pay you to come to them.
Yeah.
And I, when you got to play Liberty a couple times a year, you're playing the high end. So that's basically a varsity program that's playing in the ACHA. So
yeah, absolutely. They have full-time paid coaches. They have their equipment and their facilities are top-notch. So
it's all bust and all that kind of stuff.
There's a reason why they have so many national championships, especially in the most recent history. As the squad's getting lined up, still need the cage back behind.
Yeah, we're going to play without a net on the right side here. That's going to hurt our shots on net.
It's definitely going to make it hard to score. Sandy has one behind her.
Yeah, we'll just trade. They can have our net.
But both teams, Michigan is in their home whites with Michigan block lettering across the front, numbers on the front and on the back. They have the maize and blue trim around and the dark blue pants with the winged helmets. So Shoemaker being announced as McKendree is in their purple uniforms, purple tops, purple pants. They have the McKendree logo on the front, numbers on the sleeves and on the back in white. As next person announced out there is Lacroix. Gorgevska Sharp coming out, skating to the blue line. Haley skating out. And now skating out there is DeFosse. And again, it's Collins getting her second start at goal. So same number of starts for Collins as Poneth had her second start. It's head coach is Chase Hulleman, assistant coach is Derek Pilardi, and Starcinic, Cameron Starcinic. Now out for Michigan, Lindahl being announced. And skating out Gordon right to the center. And then the other starting forward coming out there. Excellent job as skating out there was Garbady.
First-year player doing really well.
McGough now out as well as Katie German.
First-year player to us.
McGough, absolutely. And Poneth between the pipes. Now let's see if we can get it loud enough and play the national anthem for you. Well, we have a nice weekend where the Lions have a bye week, and so it's a perfect time to watch a little bit of Michigan women's hockey here. As I don't know, who are your Packers playing today?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah,
That versus Maddie Stafford there. All right, well, see what happens.
Next weekend, I'm in Green Bay watching them play the Cardinals.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
I've
take the grandsons.
Took my father there once, and we got to see before Brett Favre left. Nice matchup between them and Arizona when Kurt Warner was playing for Arizona. That was fun.
Yeah,
and I gained 10 pounds walking through that the parking lot with all the sausage out there.
Good brats.
Oh, my gosh. The smell was unbelievable. You could probably smell that 3 counties over.
Absolutely. Hey, I've got some shout-outs here quick.
Please.
I want to wish a very special happy birthday to a big fan in the northern Michigan area, Traverse City, maybe a little bit of Old Mission Peninsula. Susan Swanson's birthday today. That's Kelsey's grandmother, and I know Kelsey's trying to get a goal for her today.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
Hope she has a fantastic birthday, and we'll get that next shout-out next coming in. But Lindahl, all the way back, chasing it over into the far corner. Garbady trying to pull it out there, loose on the far circle, poked into the slot.
I love seeing it in their end first.
Now Lindahl trying to put it back into the near corner. That lifted back outside the near point as that rims all the way back into the far corner. Gordon chasing it, trying to get it away as that's popped back there by Haley. All the way back, and now a whistle.
Offsides.
As
played it in the right end.
Absolutely.
Also like to be a big thanks to Joe Hansen, Lucy's dad. He snuck up here to the 4th floor and said hi. He's all the way from Minnesota.
Absolutely. Appreciate him, and Lindahl's listening, I think, out in Minnesota. We appreciate them. And
there's a lot of people here, but there's still good seats, a guaranteed good seat game.
I promise, by the way, I know we're always, our cameras are pointing at the other direction, but I promise there are folks underneath us as Ferris ricochets it off the near boards. Groot trying to get to it, brought back in. Flazar underneath the near circle, firing it into the slot, and that knocked away. Picked up by Jeffers, heading the other way through the neutral zone. Jeffers gains the Michigan zone, top of the far circle. That covered up by Poneth. So that's going to be 19:09 left to go here in the first, scoreless so far between these two teams. First shot on goal there by McKendree. They'll have a face-off in the far face-off circle as in there and put right back behind. Kicked out in front. And that loose and covered up by Poneth as, Hassenfratz was right on the doorstep there.
Great play. Looked like she was going to carry it behind. We used to call that cheese. Just dumped it out with nobody expecting her to do it short side. That was close.
Right out in front. Yeah, Hassenfratz in to take the face-off. Malashevsky on the other side. Grab Ferris. Rims it all the way around. Over to Carr.
Nice.
Trying to tip it out as that's coming down. Gathered up back there. Fired all the way across by Binning. And in now. Hassenfratz having it. Tipped. As that comes all the way out. Koski has it into the near corner. Koski trying to knock that away. Here comes Malashevsky right back behind her own goal. Over to Carr on the far side. That knocked down in the slot. Pulled down over onto the near boards. Good job to go back and get that as that was pulled around by Binning.
They're blocking a lot of passes with their bodies.
Ceballos has it outside the near circle. Ceballos has it. Now she'll knock it off of the end boards, trying to get Izzy German pulled back over there as Hobbs has it. Hobbs right through the slot in a save by Poneth.
She made a little move to the point and didn't give it up and really gave herself lots of space. We got to work that out.
Yeah, that was had room to flip through the there. So now face off in the far face off circle. As Cummings trying to win that back over. McGough has it into the near corner. McGough trying to pull it around as that puck outside the near circle. Now going back. Cummings battling with Hobbs into the near corner. That sent high slot.
Shot.
Pulled there is fired off. That by Cloutier had it. Now that off the side of the net as down there.
They're going to figure out those dashers are lively. Also,
Combite's right out in front.
Quick shout out to our Pacific Northwest fans. My sister Jo and her husband Denny are listening from Seattle. Just a catch a little, to get over the Michigan loss last night. So,
well, we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Cheer them up today a little bit.
Boy, I'd love to get out to that stadium out in.
It's pretty cool. They live right next to campus. It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. I have gone to Seattle for work several times. I've never gotten to play around downtown. I'm always in a hotel and then back. So someday.
Stay at the Silver Cloud on campus. It's a nice place.
There you go. Face-off in the near face-off. Circle that puck into the near corner. Ferris has it back behind the goal.
Oh.
Tipped away. Now the puck all the way back to the near point. Grabbed there by Groot. Groot comes high slot. Moves it over onto the far side for Jeffers. Jeffers back to Groot. Groot trying to skate in. Back to Jeffers. Top of the far circle. Just on the far side. And there's a shot that got knocked away. Excellent work back there as Barron had it. Just on the edge.
We're short-handed, Mark. I didn't see that.
I did not see that either. Katie German is in the box. So that's why that wide over on the near side. And that knocked away as Barron was right on the far side. Excuse me. Groot takes it back over. Now gets it as Groot moved it over to Barnden. Now top of the far circle, Jeffers. Jeffers gets it over. That loose. There's another shot, and they put it in as, again, standing on that far side, Barron, as she was standing just outside the crease on the far side. Couple shots there, and Barron able to tap it in after the third shot.
Merry Christmas. That was nothing Sandy could do. She'd made all the saves. Player standing good. They're collapsing on the net. She was right there to tap it in.
As that was just over on the near side. Getting it was Barnden, and Barnden with the shot. Saved by Poneth, but then it came right off. So McKendree goal, and they're up 1-0 early. Puck into the near corner grab. Now taking it back behind. Gorgievska sharp. And puck all the way back behind to the near point. Now slips back as Gargiulo has it behind Poneth. Gargiulo trying to work away. Top of the far circle. Here comes Carr. Carr sends it back into the neutral zone. Carr trying to battle back there, but that picked right back up by Shoemaker. Shoemaker sends it down the near boards. That's brought in by Lacroix, but a whistle.
Sam's doing a nice job of clearing on that left wing. We're really struggling on the right wing. But
interference call?
Right.
Yeah, into the box. Interference call.
Well, Danny and his team are going to call it tight tonight. I'm not even seeing them.
Gorgievska sharp now into the box. So power play now for Michigan. So that's going to come back. So power play goal for McKendree. And now Michigan is going to try and get...
Let's even it up here.
Absolutely. Is that pick? Garbady had it. Knocked all the way back and cleared all the way back. Katie German racing to get it. Poneth tips it.
Yeah, good job, Sandy. Way to come out and help out. That's great.
As Combites back there trying to provide pressure. The puck coming down the far boards. Here comes Hansen. Hansen stops there. Hansen does a good job. Moves it over to Cummings. Cummings coming down the near boards. Over to Garbady. Garbady trying to chip it in and taking the other direction. Here it comes the Combites. Combites puts it back, and that covered up by Poneth.
Okay, they've got more shots on this power play than we do. 8-0 right now in shots, Mark. That's not a good sign. I wore this tie to break that streak. I don't know.
We'll have to get you another one.
I got to do better.
Maybe I need to wear a tie. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That deflected off. Lindahl has it. Moves it right back behind the goal. And now coming over, Ferris feeds it ahead over the blue line. Spinning back is Swanson. Swanson trying to tip it over to Carr. Carr trying to ricochet it off the far boards. Now Carr has it. Carr gains his own. Carr
nice.
All the way over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky on the near circle. That was some good defense to knock it away, but Lindahl into the near corner. Out in front, and Carr can't quite get her stick on it.
Nice pass.
Oh, boy, Brown was back there making it difficult. Tipped it away. Ferris has it back behind as it's 57 seconds left to go in the power play. Coming back, here comes Michigan as they fire it over to Lindahl down the near boards. Lindahl gains the zone. Lindahl outside the near circle. She'll stop there. Lindahl trying to get it back to Carr. Carr coming in. Oh, good defense back there.
She's got to take that shot. She can't walk two people with no space every time.
Skoski had it. Now that puck into the far corner. Malashevsky battling there. Malashevsky trying to take on a pair of Bearcats, trying to get it away.
Good idea going to the point.
Still trying to get to that loose now. Swanson trying to pull that back. Grabbed back over there by Brown outside the near circle. Here comes Carr trying to dig it away. Malashevsky into the near corner. Backhanded right out in front as that's deflected all the way back, but that'll. Good job by Collins to knock that away, and here comes Michigan.
Too.
Ferris trying to put it back deep as Michigan goes for a line change. As McKendree back to full strength coming in. Here comes McGough, who fires it back deep. That'll slip into the near corner where Groot has it. Groot trying to pull it. That pulled away. Hansen out in front, and again, it just wouldn't settle down. As we've seen that a couple times in the last game, is the puck just wouldn't stay on Michigan sticks.
And the good news is it looks like McKendree doesn't have the depth on defense. That we're getting to him in the corners and in front if we could just get a shot off.
Gordon trying to get to it, now pulled away. Hobbs gets it back into the neutral zone. That all the way back into the Michigan end as McGough has it outside the far circle. McGough trying to feed it ahead. That tipped away from Hansen, bringing it right back in. Here comes Barnden with a shot and a save by Poneth.
Good save, Sandy.
13:49 left to go. 1-0. McKendree with the lead here. As faceoff will be in the near faceoff circle. Both teams have had a power play. McKendree able to capitalize on theirs. Michigan not. As in the near faceoff circle, Barnden takes it all the way back to DeFosse. DeFosse, top of the near circle. Shot there, knocked down by the glove. Loose, now picked up. Here comes trying to get it out of there is Carr. The puck right back behind Poneth into the near corner.
That's a good goalie when she came across and stopped that deflected shot off our skate.
DeFosse trying to pull that back. Now Jeffers in there as it's a trio of players trying to pull that away. Barnden in there as well. Now trying to come out with it is Ferris Flazar digging in there. Now comes into a slot that right over the crossbar. Battle for it back behind. Now into the near corner. And picked up by Barron. Barron trying to dig it out of the near corner.
They're not afraid to take that bad angle shot because they know it's coming out in front. They've been doing that to us a lot. That's going to be icing.
And I'll go all the way down unless it was tipped. And it was not, so that is going to come back with 12:58 left to go here in the first. As it is McKendree up 1-0 on Michigan. This is a team that beat Adrian at Adrian and then beat Grand Valley State the last 2 days. Face off in that far face off circle. As Malashevsky taking the face-off. That comes all the way outside the near circle. Trying to get it out the near point. Held in by Groot. That shot blocked loose in the slot. Trying to pull it away. Is doing hard work back there. Ferris gets it into the neutral zone. Is ready to reset. As Steenstra brings it down the near boards. Back to get it. That picked up by Gustafson. Gustafson ricochets it off the far boards. Held in. Steenstra with a shot. Now here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it into the neutral zone. Lindahl backhands it in on the far boards. Oh, that was a good job by Malashevsky to get off the ice and not have it tip. I don't even know if she saw it. Ferris into the far corner. Ferris trying to move it ahead.
There we go.
And slips back into the McKendree zone. Groot has it on the far circle. Groot right back behind Collins. Moves it over and along the near boards. Koski has it there. Battle for it outside the near circle. Michigan trying to hold it in. Firing it back deep was Gordon, but that gathered up by Groot. Groot moves it back to their defense. Coming ahead is Brown. Brown, that tipped back into the neutral zone. Gathered up by Katie German. Katie German. That went off of a McKendree player. Picked up now coming in. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl comes into the slot. Top of the near circle. Ricochets it back to herself into the near corner. Centering it down. Oh, that got deflected out in front, but a good job by Collins.
She's got rigor mortis there because it's only her second shot.
And puck ricochets off the near boards. Gorgevska Sharp moves it ahead, coming in as Shoemaker.
Backdoor.
Puts it top of the far circle over into the near corner as Gorgevska Sharp with his shot. That got knocked down. Cloutier moves it right back behind the goal. Into the near corner. Moved ahead off of the near boards. Still control back over there. As tipping it back was DeFosse.
Good active stick.
Cloutier moves it over. Shoemaker has it outside the near circle. Shoemaker underneath the near circle. And pulled back and tipped away. DeFosse into the neutral zone. Down the far boards. DeFosse fires it back deep. That tipped. Michigan gets it right back and fired into the neutral zone.
Good.
McKendree had
got him
to
on a
touch
change.
up.
The wholesale change. We got him here.
Here comes Hansen, and good job to get back. McKendree trying to flip the script as Combites, top of the near circle. Combites, that deflected over. As that'll go all the way over to Painter. Painter has it, and that'll go out. Michigan down the far boards, firing it back deep. That'll go off of the back dasher, picked up back there by Groot. Groot has it underneath the near circle. Groot launches it all the way ahead.
It's icing.
And indeed it is, as that comes in. Combites couldn't get a stick on it. With 10:18 left to go, that will come right back into the McKendree zone. Michigan down 1-0. How are the shots on goal?
Well, we've got 11 for them and 2 for us. It's gotten a little better recently, but they're really depending on a few of their forwards to carry the play. The defense just kind of gets it up to them and hopes. So it's a lot of individuality I see here. So hopefully we can take advantage of it.
Combites moves it ahead. Coming in is Painter. Painter has that tipped away by Ceballos. Good hard work on the defense. Here comes Flazar. Flazar through the neutral zone. Over center ice. Flazar down the far boards. Backhands it as she ends up into the wall.
It's going to be a rough.
Indeed. That will be a power play for Michigan as... well, last night here at Yost Ice Arena, when the men were playing Minnesota State, that would have been a good clean hit, but not in women's hockey.
Oh, this would be huge to get one here.
So
even get some shots.
Power play opportunity for Michigan as McKendree really kept them off of the boards, kept them from getting shots on that last power play opportunity. Now back to the near point. Katie German trying to fire it back deep. She didn't hold on to it long. Grab back behind, trying to pull it away from Haley. Now grab by Flazar in the far corner.
Oh, she got it wide
Flazar
open in front.
Trying to move it over. Cummings
Right
going
there.
for it. Cummings with a shot. And boy, good job for the defense to get over. It was a good shot by Cummings. Collins able to get to it. And that fire back deep as Katie German went to get to it. But really making a move. Combite's able to get a stick on there and keep Cummings from getting everything she wanted on that shot. Here comes
Cummings
Hansen.
can get the shot off, and she's got a quick release and a real rip. So that would, without that defenseman there, that was in.
Good job to drop it back over to Flazar now at the near point coming in. Cummings over at banked off of the far boards, held in at the far point by Katie German. Katie German gets it over to Hansen. Now
Nice
Flazar.
Nice rotation.
Back over to Hansen, back
Walk,
to Flazar,
walk,
underneath
walk,
the
walk.
far circle. There's a shot. Oh, and it just dribbled. It trickled past the near post and had an opportunity. There's a shot by Katie German loose. That comes into the near corner, gathered up and fired out. Katie German trying to keep it in, but that slips all the way back. 50 seconds left to go on the power play. That was a severe opportunity for Michigan. Here comes Lindahl down the far boards. Lindahl, as she is pinned against the boards, trying to move ahead.
Lucky they didn't get a trip there. She didn't go down.
And brought back as Carr trying to get to that, and that is going to be icing and head back into the Michigan zone with 33 seconds left on that.
I wish the Michigan bench could see that just dribble by that goal line and post. I mean, I thought it was going to, just the edge of that puck had gone the other way. It would have been in.
As, you can just see it as it just hit her toe on the left skate, and boy, that was.
Okay, puck luck, man. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Give me a break.
We haven't had much the first two games. Hoping that'll change here as that moved back by Lacroix, back behind the Michigan goal. Gathered up there by Ferris. Ferris moves it down the far boards. Now over onto the near boards. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky in outside the near circle. Malashevsky. That comes all the way back into the neutral zone. Ferris chasing it. Good job to clear it. As 13 seconds left in the power play. Better shot opportunities for Michigan in this power play, but so far McKendree, with 5 seconds left, has killed off their second power play. Here comes Swanson. Swanson all the way across the ice. Malashevsky off the near boards. Malashevsky into the near corner, pulls it back behind as she's ridden off the puck. That moved right back over to Lannon. Lannon down the near boards. Lannon coming through the neutral zone, gains the zone, top of the near circle in the Michigan zone. That's sticked into the near corner by Ponick. Gathered up there. Here comes Michigan. As bringing it ahead, Gargiulo moves it right back over. Nice. Now ahead. It's Malashevsky who sends it back deep as that's going to slip right back behind Collins. Hansen in the far corner. Over and pulled back by Hung. Hung trying to dig it off of the end boards. She gets tangled up with Groot. Moved over and along the near boards by Barnden. Now there's a shot by Cummings.
I don't know how she saw that.
Oh, indeed. That comes all the way back. Barrett moves it ahead, and here comes Jeffers. Drop pass back. Now trying to get to it. Moved over by Barnden, over to Groot. Groot with the shot from the top of the near circle. Lots of traffic out in front. Ponnet able to get the save. Into the near corner it goes. All the way back to Groot at the near point. Groot puts it top of the near circle as that's knocked away back over there from Binning. Now controlled coming in And flip back as Barnden into the near corner. Barnden trying to pull that
wide
away
open in front,
loose.
just
And
came
Hansen,
through.
as Hung trying to get to it, pulled right back. In along the near boards is Binning. Into the far corner. Hansen trying to get it away from Binning. Binning back to the far point. Held in. Good poke check to try and get it out. Still in. Now it comes out as DeFosse has to move it back over. Haley trying to get to it. Koski fires it back deep into the near corner. Gargiulo trying to race, trying to get it away from Koski. Puck, Gordon now into the far corner with it. That grab back as
got 2 of their players out of it.
Hassenfratz trying to pull it off of the far boards. That right back over.
Watch the screen.
Coming in, Groot with the shot. That got knocked down by Izzy German and cleared all the way down.
That's all right. We got to just take a deep breath.
We beat him. To get it. Good job by Garbady to get back to beat. No icing there.
Good for Grace.
Got to that puck first. Now McGough has it. She trying to put it back in. Delayed offsides as Michigan has to clear. All the way down the far boards, bringing it ahead now. Slipping back over is Steenstra. Back into the neutral zone. Now Lindahl trying to stick her way in. That fired back by Garbady. Knocked down by Groot. Groot brings it down the near boards. Coming in as Combites had it. Lost an edge. Combites still trying to get to it. That deflected back into the neutral zone. As they'll have to reset as Groot trying to get through the neutral zone as a little collision with Garbady. She loses her stick. Groot puts it down the near boards. Now that fired by Cambite, stolen away. Here comes Katie German trying to get through traffic. She can't get through unscathed, and coming the other direction. Here comes Combites. Puts it all the way back deep, right back behind Poneth. McGough trying to get to it, loose back there. Now Malashevsky feeds it into the far corner. Gathered up is trying to move it along is Cloutier. Outside the near circle. Now Flazar trying to get it out of the zone. Held in right out in front as Combites with a shot, and that got blocked. Back behind as trying to pull it away is Katie German.
We're going to get a
penalty on Michigan coming up. Delayed penalty as over McKendree has it. Now coming in, Brown outside the near circle.
5.
Coming that tipped back as Combites. Ooh, they really want to have Michigan have possession, not just touch it.
Yeah.
There's a shot as that sticked all the way over, and this should, as a good job by Flazar to get on that puck and actually get the power play going for McKendree. 4:14 left to go here in the first. 1-0. McKendree with the lead.
I missed that call.
I think it was a hooking call,
on McGough, who came at her with some McGruff.
The good old crying dog. So 2 minutes in the box for hooking for McGough.
We gotta finish this period almost shorthanded. See if we can get a shorty here.
4:11 left to go here as Groot sends it all the way over to Jeffers. Back to Groot, high slot. Now Barnden all the way back over to Jeffers. That goes right back behind the goal. Gathered up back there as Hassenfratz. Back to Groot, high slot. Now over Jeffers, top of the far circle. Trying to get it out in front. And a beautiful save by Poneth. Held in by Groot at the near point, but that was a point-blank shot. Jeffers at the far point.
Tell our defense to go thank your goalie because she was wide open.
Oh, absolutely. Barnden trying to move it across over as Jeffers in, and a good job deflecting it back. Again, a great save by Poneth as a couple stellar opportunities. 1:18 left to go in the power play for McKendree. Groot coming down the far boards over the neutral zone. Groot poke checked away, trying to make it not easy to get into the zone as Katie German. Good defense back there as always. Now gathered up. Here comes Barnden. Barnden gains the zone. Barnden stops, comes back to the near point. Barnden coming in, looks to her right. Barnden moves it across. Grab there. Now back to Barnden, top of the near circle.
They're really isolating that far side winger.
They are indeed. Barnden trying to get it out in front. It's loose in the crease. Now no one's seeing it as Hassenfratz trying to get to it. Now DeFosse moves it all the way over into the far corner. That picked up by Gorgetska Sharp, skating into the far circle.
They like it right there.
Oh boy, yeah, they have that person. Barron loves to be on the far side of the crease and get those rebounds and poke them in. DeFosse over top of the near circle for Lannon. Lannon trying to skate across, puts it just to the far side of the goal.
Back door.
Gathered up back there by Shoemaker. Shoemaker back into the far point. That for Gorgetska Sharp. Now high slot over onto the near circle for Lannon. 8 seconds left on the power play. It comes loose and along the far boards, trying to get to it. Malashevsky held in back there by DeFosse. DeFosse drops it back. Grabbed by Gorgievska Sharp, and that back behind the goal. Michigan back to full strength. The puck still in the Michigan zone. Controlled by DeFosse.
Even up, guys. Got to press.
Into the near point. Now sends it outside the near circle. Gorgievska Sharp with a shot and a glove save by Ponev.
Well, we had really come back in shots, but not when we're on the PK.
No, they did a good job, and boy, that's where they got the first goal. Is Barron sitting just on that far post, and just cleaning up the rebounds.
Yeah, what they like to do is they'll shoot from behind the net on her, and knowing that she makes that stack save, that pad save, it's going to bounce out in front.
Ooh, skating right in is Painter, and a good save by Ponev. Again, thank you to Yost Ice Arena for letting us be on this fourth floor. Much better camera angles. We are very grateful to them. Always grateful for them letting us broadcast here. As Gordon has it back behind. Gordon trying to chip it away. That goes into the far corner. Garbady trying to pick that up. Now loose. Gustafson trying to get it into the far corner. Battling back there with Combites. Now loose in the far circle and deflected away.
Guys. Just chip it by her. Everybody's pinching.
Brown trying to hold it in. Brown outside the near circle, comes back. Now Painter holds it in. Painter moves it top of the far circle loose. Gordon has it. Gordon backhands it, trying to get it out of the zone. Held him back over there, as that was a good job by Painter to hold it in. Now right back behind the Michigan goal. Gathered up. Combites gets it back to Brown. Brown over. Now coming in, that's Cloutier coming ahead.
To have it.
Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl 1-on-3, puts it back.
She got left?
Lindahl banks it to herself. Lindahl back right behind the goal as she's ridden into the corner. Cummings trying to pull that away. 51 seconds left to go in the period. Pulled back behind by Brown. Brown now puts it into the far corner outside the far circle. Gathered up there by Combites, picked up. Now lifted all the way down the near boards. Racing back to get it. Koski has it. Koski, high slot, good job by Carr to knock it away, but it won't leave the zone. Coming in, there's a shot by Binning and a glove save by Ponev. 29.2 seconds left to go. Is that 20? That's 12 shots. I can do some basic math, so it's still 12 shots on goal to 6. No, that is 22. Okay.
You're taking away my surprise, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm very surprised. 22 to 6.
My gosh, that's a lot of shots on goal. They're averaging over, if they'd have over 60 this game, that would be intense. As trying to get it back as Barron.
You're a numbers guy, aren't you?
Every once in a while. Something about teaching audit software during the day, picked up by Jeffers coming down the far boards. Jeffers outside the far circle. Jeffers trying to skate in, gets it into the slot. Barnett with the shot. Another shot, and they put it in as Ponev.
0.3.
With 0.3 seconds left to go, as
Sandy must be exhausted.
She's got to be. She's got to be.
Stood on her head.
I do want to point out that
was a rebound on that too.
Our OCR is working perfectly, so our time is exactly what it has in the rink. But that was a McKendree goal.
It should have been challenged, and then she just.
And that will do it. So McKendree has the 2-0 lead, kind of a little similar to what we had in the game on Thursday.
More shots.
As Katie German heading right off into the locker room as everyone else waiting for McKendree to get themselves off. Michigan in the varsity visitors locker room over to the right. And did you see who scored that second goal?
I did not.
Hopefully they'll announce it in a moment.
Crowd.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of people right in front. So I'm not positive. I think it might have been, I'm not even going to guess. So thoughts on that first period as 22 shots, or 23 shots, to 6. And boy, that's a differential.
Well, I had a speech all prepared about midway through about how we had really picked it up and we were getting shots and we had turned it up and we had turned the page on the last game. And then the second half of that period, McKendree just came to play. I mean,
Yeah.
it was you know, like 12-6 or something shots. They weren't great. It wasn't 23-6.
Yeah.
So whatever happened that took away some of our, either they got inspired or we got uninspired. I don't know. But that was not. I mean, 1-0 was. I mean, 2-0 isn't the end of the world, but 1-0 I felt really good about going into at this point.
Absolutely.
The way that we played at the end and the way that they dominated after a couple power plays, we simply cannot get it out of the zone. And this shot is just got to change.
You never want to let scores in early in a period or late in the period, and both of them happened.
Yes.
One with 17:50 left, so 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the period they scored, and then 0.3 seconds.
It's like Minot again. Something's going to have to change.
That was a really good, and they are very good on the power play. Those were.
Yes.
They really took advantage of those power plays and then played to the last second of the whistle.
And in this league, special teams are so important. We know that. We spend a lot of time on it, and I think we can. I don't think their goalies is been tested that much. I think if we can get to them, we'll be fine. And I don't think their defense is their strong point. But we're going to have to figure out. We're going to have to figure out whatever we did the middle of that period where we really kind of took it to them. Maybe it was off our power play. We feed on that. Everything's got to be at the net. Everything's got to be at their net.
They really made it difficult to get out of the zone. Out over there, and
they're just pinching. They're sending everybody. It's just an overload and a huge pinch.
looks like they have about 6 players who didn't even go to the locker room. They're just sitting there over on the side or right next to the tunnel. So we do have a little kind of looks like the men's team forgot and left on the lower circle of the scoreboard. So we got a little Go Blue in Michigan up there that we don't normally get.
I hope they're not charging us for that, because we use that scoreboard. It costs us money.
Well, we don't have anyone over at Chrysler trying to run it right now.
Right.
So
it's not us. It's not us. Not
it
to
is
my
not.
knowledge.
It is not.
Right.
I have enough issues running all the stuff we have here. So we'll step away. We'll play a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band, and then we will have a intermission scoreboard report where we'll talk about all the scores from Friday and Saturday. You are watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. we are coming right back as they drop the puck as comes down over onto the near side. Racing all the way back, right back behind McGough, sends it along the far boards, trying to hold it in at the far point. Coming ahead is DeFosse. DeFosse puts it into the far corner. Right back behind Shoemaker, gets it all the way across. As Gorgevska, Sharp had it now outside the near circle. Haley with it. Haley back to Gorgevska, Sharp out in front. All the way back to DeFosse at the far point. DeFosse able to keep it in.
Yeah, that was tough keeping that one in.
Feels like we're on the penalty kill right now.
I had to look. I had to look, Mark. I felt the same thing. Why in the world we're not?
DeFosse back into the far corner, picks it up now. Gorgevska Sharp. Now Katie German trying to hold it in. That swept back into the neutral zone.
Good effort.
Haley has it in along the near boards. Haley fires it all the way back deep. And into the far corner as McGough trying to avoid pressure by Haley. Gets it back to Katie German underneath the near circle. Tipped ahead by Garbady. Held in as Steenstra trying to send it back deep. But good job by Garbady to get it back into the neutral zone. Puck ricochets off the far boards, coming ahead with it. Now getting in. McGough has it, sends it across, but nobody home into the near corner.
You see the way their defenseman does not. They're exposed. They don't handle it well, and we can't get to them.
McSteenstra gets it all the way back. Now McGough at her own blue line. McGough trying to feed it ahead. That grab by Groot, top of the far circle. Groot moves it over to Steenstra down the near circles. Now that fired back in deep by Barron, covered up by Poneth. 18-20 left to go here in the second, 2-0.
Giving myself more space for shots for them in this period.
That's probably wise.
But I don't want to. I don't want to. This is harder to do when your team isn't excelling and winning.
And we'll hope they'll turn it around as
sending them all the positive energy in the world from up here.
Absolutely put back as Cloutier had it outside the near circle. Bouncing puck. People trying to find it now. Koski trying to hold it in. That comes out. Trying to reset. Binning into the neutral zone, and that ricocheted right away. Now Malashevsky over to Carr. Carr gains his own. Carr. That deflected back as Coutier took it off of the skate. Moved back over by Hassenfratz. Cloutier down the near boards, moves it ahead. Binning dumps it into the Michigan zone. Gustafson into the near corner. Gustafson puts it right back behind into the far corner. Ferris trying to get to it. Here comes Koski. Koski with a shot that just misses wide to the far side. Now Carr battling outside the near circle. And Carr is down as she got tangled up back there with Koski. Both of them get up. We're very glad to see that.
Yeah, it's hard to see down there with the cameras, but that was kind of a collision for sure. Oh, they're going to get a person in the box.
So penalty in there as that's going to be holding the call.
This is a good springboard for us. It seemed to light a fire under us the last time. We get one here, that would be huge.
So Koski into the box. Michigan on the power play. And they would love to get this to a one-goal game, but DeFosse back behind rims it all the way around as that is cleared with authority back into the Michigan zone.
Careful, Sandy.
Moved over now, ricochet back as Lindahl has it into the far corner. Lindahl pulling it ahead, Hobbs in front of her. Lindahl trying to squeak it down the far boards, now coming in. Carr trying to get to it. Haley sends it along outside the near circle. Deflected all the way back as Cambite sends it deep into the Michigan zone. Ferris back behind Poneth, stops there underneath the near circle. Ferris trying to move it to Swanson. Swanson tips it ahead to Carr. Carr moves it in along the near boards, but they're making it hard for Michigan to get over that blue line. Trying to hold it in. Good job by Lindahl to hold it in at the far point. She backhands it. Now coming over, here comes Carr. Carr into the slot. Poke checked away. Now trying to get to it is Lindahl. She can't get to it. As boy, there always seems to be a McKendree stick right in the way, not allowing Michigan to get a good shot. Back over here comes Katie German. Katie German through the neutral zone. Katie German grabs it. Back over to Flazar. Flazar backhands it over into the far corner for Cummings. Cummings battling. Cummings trying to get to it. As that's a good job back there by Lacroix to pull it out.
Killing time there.
Absolutely, with 41 seconds left to go in the power play. Hansen gets it back, high slot, now moved over to Katie German, top of the near circle. Is trying to get it to Cummings. coming into the slot, and that just missed her. That one intercepted. Now moving ahead, Cam Bites gets it into the neutral zone. Cam Bites coming down the far boards. Cam Bites coming in. Moves it over, and a good job to knock that away by Katie German.
KG is gas, too. She did a nice job there.
That was fantastic. Here comes Hansen. Hansen, top of the near circle, skating in, shot. That was a good pad save with the left pad.
And that was a pad shot to pass, too, because just missed coming in on the right side.
Hansen trying to get to it as the power play expires now. McKendree back to full strength as Koski races back to the bench. Hansen moves it over. Incoming McKendree player that tipped back in along the far boards. Sent right back into the McKendree zone, but they gather it up there, all the way over on the near side. That was fired ahead by Steenstra. Icing the call.
Well, we got a shot. We're tied with them right now.
For the period, at least.
For the period, yeah.
15-12 left to go, 2-0 McKendree with the lead. The second period was Michigan's best period in the game on Thursday, hoping to replicate that here.
Just gotta take a shot through somebody. We can't always walk the last person this level. Young players figuring that out. Let's use that player as a screen.
Gordon in to take the face off. Lacroix on the other side. That puck all the way back. Gargiulo trying to race to it to get it at the far point. Gargiulo holds it in. That loose.
Nice
now
play.
Trying to get to it is hung back as Gordon with a shot that comes off to the near side.
Having Avon D, that was good. She had the wheels to beat that winger.
Steenstra moves it back over. Now Shoemaker has it down the near board. Shoemaker, that brought back into the near corner. Still trying to dig out of there. Now, by the way, the team does have a pink kind of stripe across the helmet. I don't know if that's just for October for breast cancer awareness or if they normally have that, pink not being one of the McKendree colors.
Yeah, I noticed that. And that you got pink laces on one of the
Steenstra has some beautiful pink laces. Matches Hung's stick there as that comes all the way back around. Hung picks it up outside the near circle. Hung trying to bring it ahead. Pressure coming as Izzy German banks it across, but that held in. Here comes Barron. Barron had the first goal. As that into the far corner. Pulled back around by Painter. Painter gets it back to the far point. Now Groot over. Coming in. Cloutier ricochets it off the dasher all the way back to the far point. Coming in. Groot with the shot there. That deflects into the near corner. Gathering up is Barnden. Barnden trying to move it back to Cloutier. Barnden holds it in, but that knocked away. Excellent job firing it all the way back as that was Dilla who got her stick in the way. Dilla trying to knock it away back in along the end boards. That gives Michigan a chance to change. So very, very good play there. Coming ahead with it, Cloutier fires it down. Racing in is Barron. Barron with a shot and a glove save by Poneth. 13:33 left to go here in the second.
You can see how much they trust their point shots. You have a forward deep in the zone with a pretty good angle on net, sends it back to their point to regroup and get a good shot on net and set up their offense. That's impressive.
As Hassan Fratz trying to get to it on the far circle, moved over Flazar chasing and Hassan Fratz. Hassan Fratz, hopefully I'm saying that right, into the slot. Hassan Fratz trying to get to it outside the far circle. If you email me, I'll try and see it, but it's hard to check our email between periods. So hopefully no one's grandmother is mad at me. Coming down the near boards, that fired ahead by Haley. Sadly, it wouldn't be the first time. I do my best job. Is trying to get to it back over there. Flazar.
That's why you make the big bucks, Mark.
You're not wrong. Picked up back behind is Binning. Has it right back behind the McKendree goal. Gathered up back there. Haley feeds it around outside the far circle. Loose on the far circle. Coming ahead is now racing over. One. Here comes Hassenfratz. Hassenfratz on the far circle has moved over, and that puck just wouldn't settle down for Binging as it looked like she had an amazing shot. Great job to knock that away by Flazar out in front. Still loose, now ricocheted off the near boards back into the neutral zone.
That was a moving one-timer she tried. That was quite the shot.
Coming back, Groot setting up shop now, bringing it down the near boards. Tipped ahead, gathered in. Racing ahead with it is Binning. Binning gets it into the Michigan zone. Trying to peel it away as McGough into the near corner.
They're doing a good job of the give and went, man. They're working that big time.
Cam Bites still with it into the far corner. Now Hung trying to pull it away. Loose. Hobbs has it outside the far circle, back to the far point. Groot with it there. Groot Over to Steenstra. Steenstra with a shot and a glove. Save by Poneth.
They're not taking as many shots, but they're definitely getting the riding time.
They are indeed. And it's really seemed like a lot of those loose pucks, I don't know if it's just puck luck or positioning, but a lot of those loose pucks both Thursday and today seem to be falling to the opponent and not to our players. And that's always a little frustrating when that happens.
Yeah, a little overskating, maybe a little bit of too many big circles or something like that.
Cloutier sets it up, high slot, now moved back by Brown, gathering it up. McGough sends it along over to Hansen on the far circle. That tipped by Izzy German. Now all the way back. Cloutier back to the near point. Into the near corner it goes.
This is like a power play.
Yeah, trying to get it out of there. Lacroix all the way around. Now Hansen gets it. Hansen trying to chip it off the far boards. Able to hold it in at the far point. As again, grabbing that, Shoemaker has it. Now Hansen gets it back into the neutral zone. Tipped ahead by Swanson, but gathering up Cloutier back in her own zone and gets it right back into the neutral zone. Katie German trying to send it back. Cloutier moves it over onto the far boards.
Defenseman without a stick.
Now Brown sends it back. McGough has it in her own zone. McGough slides right back behind Poneth. McGough moves it into the far corner for Hansen. Hansen sends it ahead, now moves over. Katie German run off the puck as that deflects back. Cloutier again back in her own zone.
Well, they've been out a long time.
Over to Brown. That defensive pairing has indeed battled for it at the far point, right in front of the Michigan bench. There's Malashevsky in there, Swanson in there, trying to get it away.
Screen crowbar.
Battling as Gorgievska sharp in there. We have a quintet of players in there trying to get it out of there. As that puck, intercepted. Good job coming ahead. Malashevsky with it. Malashevsky a wide angle shot. As that comes all the way around, Carr now has it, tips it back to the far point. Shot there, loose on the far circle. Malashevsky again, good job battling back, trying to get it in along the end boards. Brown back there, and Carr trying to dig it out of there as well. Poking the stick in is Lacroix.
Open.
All the way around, Barron has it. Barron back into the near corner. Barron feeds it all the way down and racing back to get it. Icing waved off. Ceballos trying to pull that away. Ceballos into the near corner. Gathered up by Barron. Barron sends it back to the near point. Picked up by Haley. Haley back top of the near circle. Barron puts it into the far corner. Going over. And it's sent right back out. Trying to peel it away. There's Black.
Yep.
Black gets it back into the zone. That moved over. Black, a freshman from Bozeman, Montana, new with the team this year, obviously. Goes right back deep into the McKendree zone. DeFosse has it in the far corner. DeFosse rims it all the way around. Barron picks it up, pokes it back into the neutral zone. Racing back deep, trying to get it is Jeffers, pulled away by Izzy German. She goes back behind Poneth into the near corner. Now gathered up there, trying to peel it off of the boards. Sent around by Ceballos, right back behind the goal. Onto the far circle, a one-timer. Good job by Gordon to block that one. Jeffers with it there. Drop pass back outside the far circle. That went off of Gordon's skate. There's a shot, and that went high. Deflected off of someone, which is good for Michigan. Benning has it back behind.
Point blank.
Now Ceballos trying to get it out. Haley trying to peel it as that puck into the near corner. Still trying to dig it away. Comes all the way back around. Barndin had it. And trying to get it out of there is Black, battling a pair of McKendree players.
Here you go. You got a lane.
Slides all the way over and along the near boards of the neutral zone. Racing ahead as sent all the way back deep by Garbady into the far corner. Fossey trying to get it away. Here comes Lindahl in the far circle.
Pass.
Over. There's a shot by Ferris that deflects into the near corner. Trying to get to it. Hassan Fratz. Gordon on that far circle. Now Lindahl peels it into the near corner. Lindahl trying to skate through traffic, puts it out in front.
They're going to get a penalty.
And that is a penalty. So good job to not wait for the clear area and just try and get it into that mucky area out front and see what happens. And now
Julia drew that by just effort. Compete.
Hassan Fratz into the box. Boy, that penalty box door really doesn't. There you go.
It's put in here in 1924.
It was here when Cassie Russell was playing basketball.
That's
they had
right.
a little penalty box in the corner.
Bill Bunton used that door.
If you listen to my father's stories when he was within WCBN, they doing the play-by-play for basketball in here with Kenzie Russell, and they were literally hanging from the ceiling, having to bring everything up on a ladder. So I'm glad we're here, and not having to do that.
Well, old track building back in the day.
Absolutely, first indoor track facility in the nation. As trying to get it out from the far circle, Cummings in there. Now Hansen comes in to try and fill out the quartet and try and get it out of there. Still battling, still poking, still coming out. Now Hansen has it in the far corner. Hansen puts it onto the far circle, trying to skate in is Garbady. Garbady underneath the near circle over to Flazar. Flazar trying to get to it. She was run off the puck, and that picked up. Fired all the way down by Cam Bites. That'll get picked up by Katie German in her own zone.
Now, see, they would have shot that.
By the way, that was a double minor.
Oh.
As it's 3:12 left to go. I don't think it was a major. I think it was a double minor there. I don't think it was a 5-minute major. I got to pay more attention to that. Puck outside the near circle.
A double.
Still trying to tee it out there as 7:05 left to go in the period. 2:55 left to go in the power play. Katie German gets it.
Shot.
Now trying to move it over. Katie German saves it, keeping it in. Katie German outside the far circle. Putting it for Garbady right back behind the puck into the near corner. Gathered up there is coming ahead with it. Flazar puts it right back to Garbady. Now back behind. Brown trying to lift it out. Katie German holds it in at the far point. Good job to hold it in. Not getting a lot of shots, but they're keeping some ride time here. Garbady into the far corner. Back to Katie German. Michigan gets a line change. Down over to Lindahl. Lindahl in the near circle. Shot there, and it deflected out as she thought she had a glove save but couldn't hang on to it. Now that's centered all the way back to the far point. There's a shot. That just went wide, deflected out in front by Carr. Carr tipping it away. Trying to peel it out of the far corner. Brown has it pinned there. Now loose. Garbady gets it right back. Skating in. Coming over to Lindahl. Lindahl, that deflected off of Brown's skates. Good job by Ferris to hold it in. Ferris coming over as Hansen goes for a line change.
Another penalty.
Touch it. Let him touch it.
Let him touch it. Let him touch it.
1:45 left to go here as there was a shot.
That's a situation where you don't often do it, but you want to let him touch it so that you get a two-man advantage sooner.
So, into the box goes Cam Bites. She'll go into the box as we have a 1 minute and 43 seconds left on the initial penalty to Hassenfratz. And now it is going to be 5-on-3 for a full 1 minute 43 seconds. And the pressure's on Michigan. You got to score on this 5-on-3 if you want to have a shot in this game, I really believe.
And not only that, as a springboard, because if they kill this, they're going to be
momentum.
Very fired up.
Absolutely. Back over, and it's one of the key ways to get a lot of momentum is if you can defensively kill off a 5-on-3. Ahead, that tip by Lindahl into the zone, but fired right back out all the way down by Haley. Michigan trying to get things set. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the 5-on-3. 5:21 left to go here in the second. Gathered up, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl coming down the far boards. Shoemaker trying to knock it away. Lindahl trying to come in. DeFosse stops it from coming into the zone. Now down and along the near board. Swanson trying to pull it in. That not down as they're really making it difficult to get into the zone here. 53 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Lindahl again ahead to Swanson. Swanson now coming over. Swanson moves it over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky outside the far circle, into the far corner. Malashevsky trying to dig it out of there. Gets it back to Carr outside the far circle. Carr trying to go back behind the goal. Carr underneath the near circle over to Lindahl. Lindahl back to Carr. Carr. Yep. Oh, good job to poke it away by McKendree.
Can't keep going to that well.
27 seconds left to go. Good job by Poneth to get it back out to Katie German quicker. 22 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Now bringing it ahead, Michigan. Katie German over her own blue line. Ricochets it off the near boards over to Hansen. Hansen, that's going to be delayed offsides. Everyone gets back on side. Here comes Cummings. Cummings has it tipped away over to Hansen. Hansen into the far corner. Hansen has that deflected away. 2 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Now it is 16 seconds left.
Watch behind.
On a 5-on-4 as that tipped away. Katie German trying to get to it, firing it back in. 9 seconds on the power play, but Groot has it. And that is a very efficiently killed off 5-on-3.
They were so aggressive on their penalty kill that just
Here comes Hassenfratz back as she skated full throttle, trying to get it back. Now pulled ahead. Here comes Michigan. Down the near boards is Cummings. Cummings trying to get it into the zone. Tipped away. Jeffers with it. Jeffers sends it right back in. And every time you think you have something going, McKendree pulls it away. McGough ricochets it back behind. Pull back underneath the near circle, racing ahead with it.
I don't see how they get away with two people on that person with the puck when they're short a player.
They're making it happen. I don't know how. Garbady comes in. Garbady onto the near circle.
Take it.
Garbady. That goes wide. Now trying to get back to it is Hansen outside the far circle. Hansen.
Nope.
She has 2 to 3 people on her. That brought right back into the neutral zone. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Barnden. Barnden on the far circle. Good poke check by Gustafson. But Garnden able to hold on to the puck. Now Hung trying to get to it. Comes over. The Fosse has it back to the near point.
Front door.
Now Barnden trying to get it back as sitting out in front was Painter. Now Gordon gets it ahead, trying to knock it along is Hansen back into the neutral zone. Here comes Hung. Hung racing ahead with it. Hung trying to put it back deep as Lacroix had her run off the puck.
Yeah, they're taking space, that's for sure. Getting pretty physical.
Outside the near circle, Gordon trying to get to it. Lacroix going right back behind. Poked back there by Lindahl. Back to the near point. Izzy German holds it in. Gordon trying to get to it, but that pulled right back behind by Haley. So that'll come outside the far circle, and here comes McKendree. Racing ahead with it. Lacroix gains his own. Lacroix outside the near circle. Lacroix into the near corner of the Michigan zone. Lacroix sends it back to the near point. Grabbed and moved over by DeFosse. Oh, good job to get stick in the way by Izzy German. That stopped an opportunity.
Nice job, Izzy.
Still digging along the near boards. That comes all the way back.
Last 2 minutes.
Steenstra pulls it back. 1 minute, 51 seconds left to go in the period. Gaining the zone. Here comes Binning. Trying to get through. Good job. 2 Michigan players knocking it away. Hung sends it down.
Nice.
That is going to be icing with 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go.
Wow.
Michigan with a 5-on-3 opportunity and really gritty, aggressive penalty killing by McKendree, and they get the momentum off of that.
Yeah, there was no holding back. I mean, they were on people and not worried about 2 men being open. Very impressive. They got away with it.
Groot comes back. Groot
played the whole game. I am Groot.
Definitely with authority back there, coming ahead with it. Steenstra sends it back deep, trying to get to it into the near corner. Izzy German trying to pull it away. As that back over as Hassenfratz. Right back outside the near circle. Steenstra with it there. Whistle. And that is going to be a high stick call. You're going to assume that, no, that's going to be Hassenfratz back in there. You got to figure that the next possible infraction by Michigan is going to turn into a McKendree power play with Michigan having the last couple opportunities.
Yeah. This would be nice to get one here and then finish the period.
1:13 left to go in this period. Michigan would love to get a goal and make it 2-1 going into the intermission. That would be huge.
I don't think we got a shot on the 5-on-3 according to my numbers.
You're probably not right. As they literally trying to get it into the zone, they were able to poke check and tip it away and do all sorts of stuff, and we could not get any prolonged attack. As it was just flat out impressive. As put into the far corner by Cummings, trying to pull it away. Garbady trying to dig it out of that far corner as Haley puts it into the near corner. Gathered up over there by Cam Bites. Cam Bites gets it. As now a race. Ferris trying, that's Katie German trying to knock it away.
She's going to get one there.
As it's going to go back. Oh, a little shoving after the fact.
Little chirping from number 2 there.
So as Hobbs having some words and
patted her on the butt and said congratulations on that penalty. And then Katie didn't like that. Oh, man.
So now we have a 4-on-4 for 1 minute 43 seconds. So that'll be the remainder of this period.
Lots of space, 4-on-4. We'll see. We've got the gas to fly. I mean, we got Julia and Emily out there. This is a good combination for taking it to them.
Malashevsky taking the face off is on the other side. was Shoemaker. Pulled back behind the goal, in along the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Stolen away is Koski trying to get it out in front. Good poke check back there by Gustafson down the near boards, held in at the near point. Now here comes Michigan. Racing ahead with it is Lindahl. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl, just tipped away from her. Lindahl back into the neutral zone. Michigan has to touch up. 30 seconds left to go. Gustafson puts it back deep. Groot has it in the far corner. Groot coming ahead with it. Knocked away, trying to hold it in back there. Malashevsky, she's pinned by a pair of McKendree players just outside the far circle.
Okay, give it now.
Over to Gustafson. Gustafson, top of the near circle. That shot just went wide.
There.
Now trying to fire it out in front, and boy, just couldn't get on top of it back there as it came across, and Lindahl couldn't get herself turned in time.
Shoot.
4 seconds left to go as that's fired and sticked away outside the far circle. Malashevsky trying to get to it, but that will do it. So we will have 47 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey going into the third. The good news is that we are not behind by any more than 2. The bad news is McKendree killed off a 5-on-3 as well as the shots a lot more equal on that one.
4-on-4.
4 shots on each team. Of course, that makes it 40 or 27 altogether, and versus 10. But that's definitely there. Now, I did forget to do the intermission scoreboard report as I was trying to look up a couple things here. So I can run through that really quickly here, and then we'll play a little bit of music, and we'll hear what Coach Ned thought. But let's go through the intermission scoreboard report. Michigan State back on Friday beat Miami University, that down in Oxford, 4-3. It was Minot beating Arizona 5-1. Utah really putting on Wyoming 11-0. It was 4-0 Colorado State over University of Denver. 3-2 as Midland beat the University of Jamestown. It was McKendree beating Adrian College 3-1. That was a little bit of a shocker there. 2-0 Maryville beat University of Michigan Dearborn, and 2-1 University of Colorado beating University of Massachusetts Amherst. The team we'll see a little bit later before the end of the year. On Saturday, it was McKendree with a 5-0 win over Grand Valley State University. We talked about that in the open. Rhode Island with a 3-1 win over Colorado. Miami split the series versus Michigan State, winning the second game 2-1 down in Oxford. It was 8-1 Minot beating University of Arizona. Utah again 13-2. Really the firepower coming out on versus University of Wyoming. It was a 5-4 win by Colorado State over the University of Denver. And Midland beat University of Jamestown, swept them 3-0. It was Adrian beating Lake Superior State 6-2, so they came out angry that next game and made Lake Superior State pay for that one. No score reported in the Maryville University of Michigan Dearborn game from yesterday at 1:30. So a little curious about that score. But that is your intermission scoreboard report. Any thoughts on that second period, Coach?
My gosh, the momentum swings. I mean, I don't think we got a shot in the 5-on-3. Again, we stepped up, and then again they carried the play. We couldn't get out of the zone. It is really big momentum swings. I mean, down 2-1 against a team like this is nothing to be ashamed of, and we're very much in it. I mean, their shots 4 to our. I think they're tiring out.
Yeah,
maybe that's hopeful.
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I mean, certainly the power plays for Michigan helped in that time frame, but it did seem to be a lot more even period. But again, boy, they seem to find all the loose pucks. They seem to be where all the pucks are, and they seem to be able to poke and tip those away with great effectiveness on Michigan.
Yeah, and I think some of our youth is trying to walk around people that maybe if they get around the first one, they can't get around the second or third. They'll figure that out. But no, I have hope. I mean, if we can get them, if we can wear them down and come out this next period, I mean, we're still down in shots a large amount, but to be even after that gives us hope. I'm not seeing any quit. I mean, special teams needs to step up. No big circles, and just everything on net. We haven't really tested her, so that's my hope for the third period.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll play. It is the second intermission. You know what time it is. It's time for a little bit of "I Can't Turn You Loose." So, ladies and gentlemen, the Michigan Marching Band.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
As I hate to stop the Michigan marching band, but we're going to come back a little bit, and well, the scoreboard operators got us a little bit. As if you were hearing Coach Ned talk a little bit, talking about being 2-1, that's what it showed on the scoreboard.
I thought I missed it or something.
Yeah, but
I thought I missed it. I was losing it here.
Well, I don't have far for it to go to lose. So taking a little bit of a look around campus, some things that happened coming up yesterday. As I pull this up, nothing happened on Friday, surprisingly. Here we go. So Friday, it was tennis had the Notre Dame Invitational that was non-scoring. Swimming and diving women's had a non-scoring event as well as men's. Minnesota State beat University of Michigan men's team 5-2 on Friday. Men's soccer lost to number 4 Ohio State. That was a 6-3 loss. And in women's volleyball, Michigan lost 3-2. On Saturday, Michigan was first in cross country out of 29 in the Live Lou Classic at the Notre Dame Invitational for tennis. Again, that's a non-scoring event. No score relayed in the softball game versus Detroit Mercy or versus Oakland. Men's hockey beat Minnesota State, splitting the series. They won 4-1 last night. And women's soccer lost 1-0 to Michigan State. And then in football, of course, it was 27-17, Washington winning. And in volleyball, Michigan beat UCLA 3-2. And that's your Michigan intermission scoreboard report. As both teams coming out, we have 20 minutes up on the clock. They have the Michigan penalty up. Now they're getting the other penalty, so they scared me there for a half second. So 46 seconds here of 4-on-4 hockey. And what does Michigan have to do to try and obviously they have to try and get the next goal. The next goal is hugely important. If McKendree scores it, Michigan's in deep trouble.
Yeah, like the other night. They've just got to mentally realize that they have to have the confidence and the realization that every shot on net is okay. And at this level, maybe you walked everybody in the last level, but you can't do it in this one. Maybe you just get a rebound because the goalie's now had to move and out of position, and you've got a teammate or yourself that can put it by. I mean, it's a learning process.
Just get it on net.
Just get it on net.
That puck all the way back into the McKendree zone, trying to hold it in, but it goes right back into the neutral zone. Here comes Koski. Koski trying to get in. Poneth sticks that away. Back to Malashevsky. Malashevsky down the far boards, trying to get away from Haley. That held in. Coming over onto the near side is Shoemaker. Shoemaker, that tipped right out in front by Koski. As thankfully it tipped it away, but that could have been bad. Michigan gets it back into the neutral zone. Koski first to it. Lindahl couldn't quite get to it. And pulled back over. Coming down with it. Shoemaker has it.
See, this open ice is playing into their hands, not ours.
Coming in with it. Here comes DeFosse. DeFosse leaves it back at the far point. That moved over. Good job by Malashevsky over to Lindahl. But there's another stick that got in the way and took away a pass. Now lifted over. Lindahl trying to get it back. That back to the Michigan defense as Gustafson chases it outside the near circle. Here comes Michigan through the neutral zone.
Michigan's short now.
As Michigan short for 2 more seconds, and now both teams back to full strength, 5-on-5 hockey. As that whipped all the way down, and that's going to be icing. As I'll admit, I kind of thought that Barron tipped it, and Barron's complaining, and
well, she beat her to the puck anyway, so it shouldn't have been. It should be at center ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll put it at center ice. Good job realizing and fixing it.
Yeah.
Because none of us are perfect. Gosh knows I'm not. You poor folks have to hear that.
No, that was she beat her in the race, even if it didn't get tipped.
That could have been really bad for Michigan. Dilla trying to take that face off. Now coming in. Here comes Groot. Groot gains his own. Groot, top of the near circle. Groot into the near corner, trying to come around with it. That tipped away by Ferris. Now grabbed. Michigan down the far boards into the neutral zone. Steenstra trying to grab it. Steenstra puts it right back into the Michigan zone. Coming down the near boards. Here comes Ferris. She ends up down on the ice. Puck into the near corner. Grabbing it, Barron. Steenstra sends it all the way around. Held in at the far point by Katie German. Loose. Pulled back away as it went in along the far boards. As that was good job back there by Barnden. Now comes into the far corner. Seenstra moves it along. Group outside the near circle. Michigan trying to hold it in back there, battle for it as McGough has it at the near point. McGough sends it right back into the near corner. McKendree trying to dig it out of there outside the near circle. Now comes all the way in along the far boards, racing ahead with it. Seenstra gets it back to the blue line. Jeffers, as that will be offsides and come right out. That'll be in the near face-off circle outside the Michigan zone. 17:43 left to go here in the third. 2-0, McKendree with the lead. As Hassan-Fratz wins it back and along the far boards. Here comes Michigan. Hassan-Fratz trying to keep it away. Carr digging in there.
Man, these tie-ups are just killing time, and it's playing into their hands.
As they are doing a really good job getting it tied up and along the boards. Back Brown trying to lift it ahead. That deflected back there off of Lazar trying to get to it. Malashevsky trying to pull it away and held in back into the far corner.
Sent it in front. Ooh, rubbed off.
Picked
Good
back.
play.
As Group sends it, that tipped down and all the way back into the Michigan zone. Gustafson chases it back. Stopped by Poneth. Gustafson back behind her own goal trying to get it over to Lazar. And boy, kind of like Thursday night, McKendree seems to be first to some of those loose pucks. Held and good job.
Sandy didn't like that.
Yeah, covering up by Poneth. A couple extra whacks there. She did not appreciate that. 16:57 left to go here in the third. 2-0. McKendree trying to be perfect on this weekend trip down to the state of Michigan. We will go and see them a little bit later back at the McKendree Sportsplex over in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Goal would be huge here.
Absolutely. Back behind the goal, trying to get it ahead. Katie German. Hung tips it, that into the neutral zone, but right on top of it is Lannon. Lannon knocked away by Hansen, but Lannon able to put it back deep as that's gathered up back there over to Hung outside the near circle. Hung trying to get it around Brown. That's sent right back deep. Now Katie German trying to get it at the far point. As that was Cloutier trying to put it back deep, and
they called a hand pass there, but I don't think that was not to an opposition. That was to, it went to the opposition as far as I could see.
Yeah.
But
so they're going to pull it out of the zone here.
Yeah, another mistake, so they're going to move it out of the zone, center ice.
So they'll have it in the far face-off circle, it looks like outside of the Michigan zone. Again, you like to see the officials talking it over, trying to get it right as much as possible.
Yep.
Nobody's perfect, and we can't have the games we love without them. So that tipped around, coming back and along the near boards. McKendree trying to fire it right back in deep. Gathered back there by Katie German. Goes back behind Poneth and along the far boards. Rims it up as that's sent back by Garbady. Racing back, trying to get to it. Lindahl trying to get back there. No icing as that's sent. Haley gets it back into the neutral zone. Now racing over is Gorgovska. Sharp has it back into her own zone. Haley, top of the far circle. Now over, here comes DeFosse. DeFosse, that pass intercepted by Ferris coming in. Here comes Garbady. Garbady trying to get across. Garbady with the shot. That sticked away.
First-year player playing hard.
Absolutely, as that's tipped all the way back. Ferris races back to get it. Ferris.
They have a wholesale change. We got to take advantage of those.
And that bank pass just tipped away. Jeffers trying to bring it in as it goes right back over. Barnden has it. Barnden all the way across, top of the far circle for Seenstra. Seenstra, that's a whistle.
In the zone, in on the goalie. I think they're taking a walk to the box. Maybe.
That's going to be goaltender interference. As I thought they were talking about one of the.
I didn't know. I don't think that was a.
Okay, it's just going to come out.
Yeah, just out of the zone. I don't think it was a penalty.
Okay. Comes all the way back. Group fires it all the way across. Seenstra trying to put it in deep. Katie German chasing back into the far corner, trying to get to it. Picked up off and right in front. Good job to knock it away.
That's their play, and they almost did it twice.
Oh, my gosh. That picked up as that comes all the way back. Swanson trying to get it over as there is a tie-up, and a couple players got tangled as that was Barron getting tangled up back over there with Hansen. They end up down on the ice.
no call, just a stoppage of play inside the
They're gonna
face-off inside
move it
the
back
McKendree.
into the McKendree zone. Look, I'm just reporting what happens.
I know. And I'm thinking I better pull out the book here on some of this stuff.
I'm sure they know it better than I do. I'm positive about that. But
I'm getting questions from the penalty box and everything about how all this penalties and all this stuff is going to go. So
right out, tipped in along the near boards, racing back to get it. Koski gets it back into the neutral zone. As that brought in, coming in outside the near circle shot, and
nice
boy,
job.
that deflected as Binning had an excellent opportunity. Binning back behind trying to get to it. Now Ceballos races over into the near corner.
Sandy controlled that rebound nicely.
Binning gets it right back. Binning first to the puck, puts it out into the far corner. Now Groot, top of the near circle. Groot takes the ricochet, puts it right back behind.
We're even up.
As Hassan Frats has it back into the far corner. 14-19 left to go. Groot, top of the near circle. 2-0. McKendree with the lead.
See how hard their passes are? That's what makes it hard to get 'em.
Binning back over. Their passes are hard, and they race over to our passes. So you can't let it just float over to you because one of them is going to be there and knock it away.
Right.
Held in by Izzy German. Izzy German trying
Put
to
it
come
on
ahead
net,
with
Izzy.
it.
We get a big goal here.
Trying to send it across. The puck back behind. Picked up as Hassan Frats has it down the near boards. Okay, good job by Flazar. The stick handle into the near corner. Flazar sends that around. Hassan Frats into the far corner. Trying to get away from
Here we go.
Malashevsky.
She's open
Back
in
to
front.
Flazar out in front. And just Garbady couldn't get a stick on it. Back to the far point. That shot got deflected away. Coming down the near boards. Here comes Painter.
Buying time. They got a wholesale change.
Painter fires it. Glove down. Now into the near corner.
There's the difference. They had a wholesale change, 1-on-5, and she gets a shot on net.
Painter trying to get to it. Back. Now chased is Gargiulo has it back behind her own goal. Over to Flazar outside the near circle. Trying to dig it out of the near corner. Trying to hold it in. Brown. Now Lannon had it. Brown with a shot covered up by Poneth.
They're up 2-0, according to the scoreboard and our records, and they're still pinching on every play in their offensive end, which is
They're making it happen. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not getting caught on that, which
no,
is
we got to
impressive.
make them pay for that.
12:59 left to go. The puck back to Brown. Brown outside the near circle. That shot didn't have everything on it as that's tipped ahead. Now racing. Hansen trying to get down there quicker as that's going to be icing. As
Somebody's got to be noticing that on tape or something where they can get away with a pinch every single time. I don't know. It's crazy.
because that's the sort of thing where if you do it all the time, that's traditionally you end up paying for that, and
Yeah,
they have not. They have been
High risk,
very successful at it.
high reward, and they've been risking, and there's been no detriment to their reward.
One back into the far corner as Swanson gets it all the way down, racing ahead as Cummings trying to get to it first. Cummings into the far corner. Cummings trying to fire it out in front. That deflected off of McKendree's skate.
Lucy did a good job of getting open. Okay, here we got an open wing.
Lacroix back behind, trying to get to it. Swanson as that puck comes all the way back.
Knee on knee.
Down the near boards. Trying to get to it is Gorgievska Sharp. Now pulled back by Lacroix back into the Michigan zone. Trying to chip it ahead. That went off of Lacroix. Holding in.
Right there.
Coming back. Gorgievska Sharp had it. And I think it might have gone off of her own player who ended up down. And that's going to be a tripping call. And Michigan's going to be shorthanded as McGough, I think, is going to go into the box. 12:09 left to go here. 2-0. McKendree with the lead on Michigan. 2-0, 12:09 left to go.
I'm looking at I was trying to see a replay because I would have said that probably isn't a bad penalty because they were walking in all alone. Oh.
Are they going to redrop it? Looks like they're going to redrop it as Barnden there, although the official's talking things over. It's Gordon versus Barnden. We'll leave everyone in along the near boards.
Okay, we got to get out of this.
McKendree controls. Jeffers over to Groot. Back, top of the near circle. Barnden with it. Barnden with the shot. Good job to knock it away. Still loose out in front. That puck comes outside as that was a really good job back there by Gordon to knock it out of harm's way. Digging in along the near boards. Michigan able to send it down and clear it. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go on the power play to McKendree. Groot has it back behind. 11:39 left to go here in the third. 2-0 McKendree with the lead. Back, fed ahead, now coming in. Hassenfratz has it outside the near circle.
Way
really
too
good puck
easy.
movement.
Way too easy.
Hassenfratz back, fires it back to the far point to Jeffers. Now Groot has it high slot. Groot back to Jeffers. Back to Groot. Now Groot moves it over. There's a one-timer. Couldn't get everything on it. That picked up. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl fires it down. That deflects right off of Groot. Yeah. And pulled right back in by Jeffers.
Instead of getting a change, now we got to stay out there again while they change.
Barned in, top of the near circle. That tip back behind.
Caught her elbow. Sandy's tired.
All the way back to the far point. Held in there by DeFosse. Now Barnden on the near circle. Barnden into the near corner. Barnden trying to fire it out in front. That into the far corner. Barnden still with it. They really seem to keep three high on the power play. Trying to move it over to the near side. Hassenfratz wouldn't settle down for her. She comes back, top of the near circle.
PK is gassed.
Now coming in, DeFosse trying to move it over. Backhanded shot. Poneth got a piece of it as 19 seconds left in the power play. DeFosse holds it in at the far point. 10:24 left to go here in the period. Lannon has it. Lannon
walking
back
right in.
High slot. Now over top of the far circle. Back. DeFosse moves it over. One-timer for Lannon as that comes all the way back to Gorgievska. Gorgievska Sharp. Penalty has expired. Gorgievska Sharp trying to hold it in. Now DeFosse fires it into the far corner, so they're able to get a change on at least two players while holding it into the Michigan zone. Now fired ahead, trying to fire it back deep was Lindahl. Picked up down the near boards. Here comes Brown. Lannon puts it in deep into the near corner. Ferris with it. Ferris back behind the goal. Now into the far corner, trying to dig it out of there is Painter. Comes outside the far circle. All right, back behind. Now outside the near circle it goes. Michigan trying to move it out of there. Brown had it for a second. Flazar trying to poke it away as it comes right back behind the goal. Now Malashevsky tied up back there. She tries to feed it ahead. That puck comes right back onto the far circle. Here comes Michigan as they get it into the neutral zone. But again, just off Lazar's reach and right to Brown, who fires it back in. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo ricochets it off the far boards, but pulling it up in the neutral zone. Michigan can't even get it all the way down as they're doing a really good job of
plugging the lanes in the neutral zone.
Lazar trying to get it over. Here comes Carr.
She's
Carr
all by herself.
On the near circle. Carr with a shot that just goes wide.
Good. She tried to shoot through somebody. Good for her. That was a good play.
Comes all the way out. Binging gets it. Now here comes Michigan. Gargiulo puts it ahead
Big
as
circles,
that puck
big
just
circles.
stopped there. Coming in, racing ahead with it. There's a shot as that was Binging had it. Back high slot. Now trying to move over. Hobbs with it. Hobbs puts it into the near corner. Deflects right back behind the Michigan goal. Now Carr trying to chase it over as Steenstra holds it in. Again, pinching there. Here comes Carr. Carr racing ahead with it. Carr.
Good patience.
Moves it over to Hansen. Hansen trying to get back behind the defense. Boy, they're fast getting back is Groot. Hansen trying to fire it right back in front.
Groot. She's tough.
She is really good. And it was a foot race back, and Groot just got back enough to get a piece of it. It is interesting on that power play. Instead of having the two back at the points, they have the two back at the points and then someone high slot, leaving three people back and two. And it's really working for them. And yeah,
people are open, and
absolutely.
they are moving it fast. We're gonna get a man advantage here, Mark. That could be the spark we need.
All righty, Michigan on the power play. Interference as Hobbs goes into the box as one of the Michigan players was right out in front and ended up down on the ice. And I believe that was the interference call on Hobbs. So Michigan with the power play, 8 minutes, 7 seconds left to go. You're down 2 goals. You got to take advantage of one of these.
We need a hero. We need shots on net. We've had one shot on a period that we need to win.
It's not like Michigan isn't playing hard. It's just
we just can't finish.
The puck is not bouncing their way, and that's probably a lot to do with McKendree's skill.
Yeah.
Trying to dig it out of there is Lindahl, and Swanson. Swanson has it outside the far circle. Swanson into the far corner. Swanson
super aggressive power penalty kill. See, instead of sitting in a diamond, they're all over us.
Haley got back, sent it all the way back deep, picked up by Now Ferris ahead. Moved over. Swanson gets it over to Lindahl. Lindahl trying to skate through traffic. Lindahl in along the near boards. Lindahl sending it across, and again, a stick got on it. One of the McKendree sticks. Michigan couldn't get everything over there. Malashevsky outside the near circle. Now Carr trying to peel it off of the near boards. That goes back into the near corner. Malashevsky trying a centering attempt. That knocked down and gloved down a little bit. And
that should have been a hand pass.
1:13 left to go here in the power play. 7:20 left to go in the third. 2-0. McKendree with the lead. Michigan, you just want to get one past Collins and see what happens.
Yeah, we need to open the floodgates, get a hero. I used to say, hey, if we score a goal a minute, we'd kill them in this game. Let's go.
It's a new take on Yost's point-to-minute teams there.
Yeah, we're trying to
Lindahl.
Make them laugh, you can make them win.
Out in front, and it just wouldn't stay on the stick. It was a beautiful pass.
Given went and
just
almost
wouldn't settle down for Swanson, who had eyes for that goal for her grandmother,
yeah,
and
Susan
it just wouldn't settle
be
down.
A happy camper there.
Now Ferris trying to move it back over to Swanson, top of the near circle. Swanson
there,
all the way over.
One.
Lindahl trying to get the shot again. That blocked. All the way back down. Poneth is going to stop it there. Ferris coming back, but they have pressure coming back. Now coming ahead with the Swanson. Swanson over the blue line. Swanson coming down the far boards. She's not using with her normal rapidity. As Groot has it back behind the goal. Cummings trying to pull that away into the near corner. Flazar now ends up down on the ice.
We try to never dump it on our power play because that's just a turnover. So you could tell she was tired. She was trying to get off and dump it in.
Katie German has it back behind her own goal. 13 seconds left on the power play.
Nice.
Michigan is going to have to do something 5-on-5 here, as that's fired right back into the Michigan zone, and that'll do it. 3 seconds left on the power play. Here comes Michigan down the far boards. Ricochets off the near boards, poked away by Hobbs, who just came out of the box. Now coming in, Barron has it in the near corner, sends it across. Good, lively stick out there by Michigan's defense. Here comes Head, trying to get it to Garbady, just in front of her stick, pulled down. Groot rims it all the way around. Gustafson trying to pinch at the far point. She loses a stick. Now moved ahead by Barnden and backhanded all the way back deep.
That's ice. Oh,
they waved it off as picked up back behind. 5:36 left to go here in the third. 2-0. McKendree with the lead. Trying to fire it back deep there was McGough. Puck into the far corner. Lindahl back there battling with Haley.
They are working hard. I'd love to see them rewarded for all this hard work.
Groot back into the near corner. Groot has been really, really good on defense. That puck all the way back deep, racing back to get it. And that will be icing.
Oh, got to get them back off the bench.
5:14. Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to change on an icing.
5:14. That doesn't help us because now Groot's back out. Maybe tired. She'll give us
we're hoping she's tired, but she hasn't. This is their third game on a travel weekend, and they're showing no signs of fatigue.
They're playing smart too. They know it's we keep it in our end, make us bring it 200 feet. Even just the shift there now. That's a stoppage of play out of the rink, and they get a break and they get a change.
So Gargiulo, that tipped right out and down into the concourse there. It went.
Yep.
5:09 left to go.
They're just being smart and make us bring it the length. Kill the period.
No matter what, you'd love to get a goal here. You really would rather not get shut out and only have one goal in your first two games.
And
As that pulled away again, a pass that McKendree jumped on, racing all the way back. Gargiulo coming back to get it. Gargiulo in the far corner. Gargiulo trying to come down the far boards now. Here comes Hansen. Good job to get it ahead to Hansen.
Far side, she's
Hansen
got Lindahl.
racing over. Lindahl
right
trying to get to it. Firing out in front. Lindahl.
Yes!
And puts it in.
Oh, you
Hansen
saw that
to
coming.
Lindahl. And it
There
looked
you
like
go.
it might hop off of Lindahl's stick, but Lindahl, nice, soft hands, took it and put it in. And, oh, boy, that was beautiful.
That was huge. That's there. Oh, you saw
Here's
it
the
coming.
replay. As you can see coming down, Hansen hops on it.
her backhand.
As she comes back underneath, floats it over, and really, she's at Lindahl's at a weird angle, and she comes in and just pokes it in. That was beautiful. That was
nice.
beautiful.
They needed that. Boy.
4:50, still down a goal, but good goal for Michigan there.
This would be a real team builder to pull this out.
Comes all the way back, trying to get to it. Here comes a breakaway, racing in. There's a shot and a save
Good
by
for Sandy.
Poneth. Cam bites with it, and that's one thing you get from Poneth is you got an opportunity when a breakaway happens to save it, but boy, you don't want her to have to work that hard.
No, and there were 2 people back, so if that rebound hadn't been out of the rink, it could have gotten it that way.
That would have been really frustrating to get a goal, and then that's
what
what happened on Thursday is we got a goal, and then about a minute later they scored.
Yeah, we can't get happy.
All the way down, Flazar trying to get to it, held in by who other but Groot. Groot
Wide
trying to
open
put it
in
out.
front.
That tipped away. Good job by Ferris to clear the slot. Moved ahead. Now here coming. Racing, trying to get it ahead is Carr. Carr battling back. Put into the near corner by Hobbs. Then Groot fires it down the near boards. Gathered up back there by Cam Bites. Cam Bites feeds it across as Steenstra puts it back deep. Off the back of the goal into the near corner. Here comes Katie German. Katie German. As that poked away, is just Barnden able to knock it away.
They're just tired enough to get quick changes.
Off in front, coming ahead with it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl banks it ahead. Brown trying to hold it in. Good job by Lindahl to try and get it out, but put right back in.
We got to start sending somebody long.
Katie German ricochets it. Now here
we
comes
go.
Lindahl. Lindahl gets back
draw a
behind.
penalty.
Lindahl coming in. Lindahl back gets it in, and we're tied. We're tied. We're tied. Oh my gosh,
That's money.
That was
That's
Lindahl.
money.
Oh, she broke away and finally got Michigan able to get a pass back behind the defense.
That was her patented around the pad down move too.
Oh yeah,
where
just
she sneaks it around that toe.
Just across, as you can see it coming in here. She'll go right across the crease and backhand it right in. And oh, what a beautiful! That's so hard to stop. She is so good at that.
I had just gotten done saying we've got to send somebody to try to get behind them, and lo and behold, they send it out. Good for them.
Coach Ned, otherwise known as Nostradamus.
You got it. That's what it takes now. Now we got to be smart. Can't get happy here.
2-2, and coming back.
Yes, not more fun here doing this.
Now we're hoping McKendree starts to clench up a little bit as they're coming down.
Like to see him get tired.
Binning coming in, loose, tipped away.
Don't let her
over, as there's a shot, and oh my gosh, it just went right across the goal line.
That's a replay of one we had earlier. I'll take. We're even now.
As that bounced right along the goal line.
And the way the pucks bounce, you never know. Here we go.
Poked out, good job by Flazar to move
Draw
it ahead.
penalty.
Here comes Carr. Carr trying to get through and able to tip it away without taking a infraction there was McKendree back behind right over to Haley. Haley setting up shop in Gretzky's office, moves it ahead as that comes back.
McKendree looks a little shook, a little surprised here.
Oh. Knocked down is Koski trying to take away that bad feelings and puts it right back over into the far corner. Binning has it back in there as trying to pull that away was Katie German. Now Cummings has it back over to McGough. McGough quickly trying to move it around. Group holds it in as Lannon with a shot off the side of the net. Now that's sent all the way back over by McGough down the far boards. Here comes Michigan trying to get it out ahead. Intercepted is trying to find Garbady, and Group comes in. Group shot. Oh, good pad save by Poneth, and here comes Michigan. Skating ahead with it. Swanson pulls back on the near circle. Swanson feeds it across.
Yep.
That deflects into the neutral zone. Steenstra has it. Steenstra firing back across. 1 minute, 45 seconds left to go. Hobbs has it, top of the near circle. Hobbs moves it, high slot, trying to get to Steenstra.
Play.
Good job to get out there to knock it away by Lindahl. Here comes Gordon off the glass. Gordon chips it, and the line.
Got hit referee Rick.
Right across Lyman. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl will fire it back deep. She has both Michigan goals. Puck outside the far circle. No one at the far point. Trying to hold it in. As that comes back, racing over to get it, fired all the way back deep by Gambits.
I think McKendree's showing a little fatigue.
1 minute, 15 seconds. Well, I'd be surprised 3 games in a weekend and a big road trip. I'd be surprised if they weren't.
Yep.
Barron has it back behind, trying to fire it out in front. Loose. As good job to pull it away. Now down the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl looking for a hat trick. Looking for a big Michigan win, but that pulls back into the near corner. Fed around by Haley. Haley held in by Malashevsky at the far point. Malashevsky trying to put it back over loose along those far boards and sent right back out into the neutral zone. Grabbed ahead, coming ahead with it is Hobbs, pinned against the far boards. Hobbs makes it into the zone. Knocked off the near board. Now trying to get it out of the zone. 2 players right at the near point trying to hold it in. Flazar trying to knock it out.
30 seconds, and that's our nemesis right at the blue line.
29 seconds left
Here
to
we
go.
Here we go.
And tipped into the neutral zone. Now bringing it right back in is Hassenfratz. Hassenfratz back
Open in
behind
front.
the goal.
Open in front.
Into the far corner as Koski was sitting right out front there. Now Groot has it knocked away, coming ahead with it, and Carr
10
just
seconds.
couldn't get everything on it. 8 seconds left to go. 6 seconds left to go. In along the near boards. That's loose. Malashevsky trying to knock it away. 1 second left to go. And that is it for regulation. As
should be 3-on-3 OT.
Yeah, 3-on-3 OT, 5-minute 3-on-3 OT. As they're on top of it at the scoreboard, they put 5 minutes right up there. So, no matter what, that's a point, right? So I mean, we at least get a point out of everything here.
And the shots, Mark, we've scored on 50% of our shots that period.
That is impressive. That is very impressive.
We had 2.
Well, both of them were not.
14.
They're not necessarily easy shots to deal with. As Lindahl on both of them, one getting set up beautifully by Hansen, and really, again, her body was at a 45-degree angle, almost the wrong way, and she was just able to angle the stick and have it ricochet off in. And then the other one just racing down and able to come across it and put it in. So,
yep.
Well, you would hope Michigan has the momentum. You would hope that McKendree is tired, but they are still very dangerous. They're still really good at getting in the way of the passes and keeping the puck down at the Michigan zone. So it is going to be a battle here in overtime. But how nice has it, no matter how this game turns out, how much confidence does Michigan have to gain being able to come back 2 goals in the third on a team that beat Maryville, that beat Adrian?
That's what we've been looking for.
You know, I mean, we are playing tough competition to start off.
You got to beat the best.
We're not starting off with any D2 opponents or anything like that. It's right into the fire here.
Yeah, now here's the kicker. There's a lot of space. We saw the space that created at 4-on-4.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go 3-on-3, and the way that McKendree has, and you're going to switch ends. So you're going to be on the long change.
Mm-hmm.
The way they move the puck noticeably harder than we do.
Yes.
It's going to make a huge difference in this. If we don't get people out there that pass the puck hard, especially on dirty ice, we're in trouble.
Did we see that with Maryville? Maryville was passing a lot harder than we were too.
It's funny.
It's not something I've noticed in the past, but it seemed to be the last few games.
We work on it all the time. I certainly saw it tonight. I didn't notice it as much with Maryville, but it makes all the difference because nobody can outskate a well-passed puck. Like there's an open person right there in front. And that pass didn't get through, thankfully.
Barron, who scored first, sends it all the way back to the near point. Holding is Groot. Groot skating in. Groot into the slot. Groot into the far corner. That pulled away. Here comes Lindahl back behind her own goal. Lindahl coming down the near boards again. Super aggressive. As back trying to get it is Barnden. Right. So, yeah, Katie German, Lindahl, as well as Malashevsky out there for Michigan. As that puck all the way around, that's going to come out. Groot has it outside the far circle. Groot into the far corner. Groot goes back behind the Michigan goal. Groot underneath the near circle. She comes out top. High slot. Shot there as that deflects into the far corner. Here comes Katie German. Katie German trying to fire it ahead. Lindahl has it. Wouldn't stay on her stick and is coming up the other direction. Fire back. Barnden moves it over. Barron with it. Oh, good job by Katie German.
These players on Michigan are all really tired.
They've absolutely
taken a lot of time. Now here's what we like to see.
Here comes Lindahl one-on-one. 3 players back behind, but Lindahl go into the corner. She's pinned there as Michigan was on a line changing. Here comes ahead.
Could have been a penalty, too.
Hassenfratz has it, and just that puck wouldn't settle down for it. Tipped away. Grabbed as Ferris moves it over. Here comes Hansen. Hansen set it up for the first goal. Hansen coming down. Hansen, first Michigan goal, I should say. Moves it over to Ferris. High slot. Ferris trying to put it in. That went off of a skate and still battling on the far circle. Hassenfratz trying to get to it. Michigan trying to hold it in as it's just right at the feet. Picked up back behind as Lannon moves it over outside the near circle. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in overtime. Comes back. Hansen has it. Hansen trying to get in. I believe now is CCWHA still no shootout afterwards?
That's correct.
Okay. I know the league that McKendree is in does a shootout.
Oh, well, we could do it just to...
Here comes Slazar. Slazar will dump it deep as they'll go for a line change. Michigan trying to get fresh legs out there with 1 minute 45 seconds left to go. Because we experienced that at Lindenwood last season. As there was an overtime coming in. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl, high slot, shot. Again, a good blocked puck. As DeFosse got in the way, and they are really good at putting those feet together and blocking those pucks.
And a ice change like that, we don't work on it as much. A 3-on-3, I would rather have sent it back to one defenseman and just switched, kept possession rather than just turn it over. Because in the 3-on-3, it's such a possession game.
Lindahl puts it back to Katie German. Katie German trying to fire it back deep in the far corner. That goes across. Knocked away as really good defense again by Groot. Groot coming ahead with it as that is Groot, not Jeffers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Groot.
And there again, we got to get a harder pass. Harder passes, they're picking them off otherwise.
2:21 left to go here in overtime. 2-2 is the score. As Michigan had a little bit of time in the zone in that last shift, but right back into the Michigan zone was McKendree.
I'd like to see Maddie get one here. She's a year and a half here. She has not had a goal. Good, solid defenseman, and she's out there now.
Ferris talking with Poneth. So you have Flazar, Hansen, and Ferris out there. Puck in along the far boards. Good job defeated ahead to Flazar. Flazar trying to go back to get it. Knocked down, but good job again as Barnden has it on the near circle. Good block as that comes along. Group back to the far point, moving it back to Barnden. Barnden comes over. Barnden, high slot. Barnden trying to skate in. Moves it over to Groot. Groot on the far circle. That's saved by Poneth. 158, but good puck movement by McKendree.
Yeah, that's where you hear all the grunting and groaning over here. They're moving it tape to tape, man. I mean, they're moving it fast, hard. Their soft hands catching it, and they're taking shots.
As back over there, Barnden trying to win it back to the far point to Groot. Groot puts it onto the far circle. Flazar back into the far corner to chase it against Barnden. Loose on that far circle. Ferris trying to get to it. Now Hansen. Barnden down to her knees, and she fires it into the near corner. Picked up back over there by Barron. Barron.
She's dead.
As that comes out, racing ahead. Here comes Hansen. Hansen trying to get to it first. Hansen trying to race over. Groot trying to stay in, and they collide into the net, and it's got to be off of its moorings, right? No, how did it stay on the moorings?
The goalie hurt?
Oh, she's holding her right thigh. That's not good. We hope she's all right. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't whatever, but it looks like she might have, we hope just.
I didn't see. I saw our players get wrapped around the post, and the post didn't release. I was worried about them. I hadn't noticed the goalie. I mean, that was just a power move.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a minute and 26 seconds left. What's our curfew?
I do not see that anywhere.
They're not curfew clocking us. I don't know if we have a public skate after.
I'm not sure. We hope that Collins is all right, as, again, she was having issues. It looked like with that right leg, but I couldn't quite tell. There's a lot of padding in the way, but she is definitely reaching back there. She's standing up now, and that's good. Yep. Hopefully she can just get stretched out and continue to go.
She looks like me in the morning.
As she's played a whale of a game so far. You'd hate to see her have to come out during overtime, but she keeps on holding that kind of left, or excuse me, that right thigh there. Man, if you get Charlie Horse there, that is a brutal feeling. Probably worse for people who are in a lot better shape than I am, too.
No call.
Yeah.
Trainer's leaving the ice. That's a good sign.
Happy about that. I think she's just trying to get...
face off in the circle off to her left.
Indeed. So we're happy. Again, we love to see all these players playing their absolute guts out, but you never want to see any of them injured. We are very thankful for the fantastic training staff that the University of Michigan has.
And that was actually, they brought their own trainer.
Oh, they have their own trainer. Well, that's even better.
They are. Fancy pants.
Well, that's even better then. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, interesting. Does this break work for us because we were running 6 players, or does it work for them because they've been on a bus and played 3 games?
I don't know. That's a really good question. What it probably comes down to is just who can get there and who wants it more.
We got a minute and 26 seconds for a gut check here.
As Barnden in, taking the face off. Michigan wins. Moves it over onto the near circle. Lindahl with it. Lindahl with both goals so far for Michigan. We'd love to see a hat trick. We don't care who scores. We'd love to see a Michigan goal.
Yeah.
Hansen trying to move it across. Lindahl
Good
tips
try,
it, but that
good
comes
try.
outside the near circle. There's a heavy Katie German ending up sliding into the boards, coming ahead with it. There's Groot who sends it out, and that gets
That
out
would
of
have been
the
a breakaway if it weren't for Lucy's quick stick.
A good job by Lucy Hansen coming ahead. Here comes Katie German.
Whoa.
As she
There's
goes
you
down,
go.
there's going to be a
Okay.
tripping, and Michigan has it
But we
moving
got-
over. Let's just win it here as that tipped down. And
That's bad. That could be knees back.
oh,
She was airborne.
yeah.
Airborne.
And it just, the leg was out trying to hold down and just
Okay, so now we're going to go. They're going to be
4
short.
on 3.
Yeah,
Michigan
4
will
on 3.
have 4 players, so they're not going to have McKendree go down less than 3.
No.
Michigan, I believe, calls a timeout here. Yeah, so Barron went off for tripping. And Barron's been really good at scoring goals there, so Michigan's not going to mind having her in the box. They're going to talk things over. So, again, whenever you have a 3-on-3, if there's a penalty, it doesn't go lower than 3. The other team gets the extra skater. And then once the penalty has expired, if the play is still going, McKendree will get a 4th skater. And then once the whistle blows, they'll go back to 3-on-3. If I explained that properly.
Yep, sounded good. And that double minor, if we had scored,
Yes.
would have eliminated the first minor, but not the second.
Yes. Yes. I'm pretty sure it was double minor. I didn't notice it was. I thought it was a 2-minute. I looked up and it was about 3 minutes something.
Yeah, so we didn't see whether it was a 5 or a 4, a 2-2.
Yeah.
The
Didn't
que-
seem like a 5-minute major, but I'm no official.
We've
so.
been getting. Well, I didn't see anything, so
Yeah.
that's. It's been a complicated game for the scorekeepers. I've been getting texts from our penalty box all game long.
That's not an easy job.
Yep.
and it's almost never, unless you get to a professional level, it's never someone who does it all the time. It's a manager, a parent, or someone who does it, and you wonder, you're at a tournament, you're like, well, why can't they get this figured out? It's not easy, folks. It really isn't.
The good news is that with Danny out here who runs this refereeing team and handles all the refereeing for us, he can handle it.
Oh, that over and sent back to the far point. Ferris holds it in. Again, 4-on-3 for Michigan now into the far
Back door.
corner.
Look at Julia.
Trying to move it over. That comes all the way back. Outside the near circle, Hansen with it. Hansen leaves it there for Lindahl. Lindahl moves it over to
gotta take
Malashevsky on the far circle. That shot deflects into the far corner. 22 seconds left to go. Right out in front. Now Ferris holding it in. 17 seconds left outside the far circle. Back to Ferris. High
Ferris, come on.
slot.
Be a
Now
be a
over
hero.
onto the near circle. Lindahl trying to put it out in front. They score. They score. They score as Lindahl set up Hansen, as it was a return from the first goal, as Hansen set up Lindahl. Lindahl sets up Hansen, and Michigan comes away with an overtime victory versus a very, very, very good McKendree team with 10.4 seconds left to go. Well, if you need your miracle for the weekend, that is
I might have to keep the tie on.
unbelievable. Absolutely. We want to give a lot of credit to Maryville. They played a heck of a game, 3rd game on a road trip out to Michigan early in the season. That is not easy. They played their guts out. They beat a couple good teams here in Michigan already, including Adrian. So Michigan able to come back, and hopefully that really gives them some good moves.
Boost.
I know you
Gotta
got to go
believe.
down and sing with the team. Any final comments before you go sing?
I'm pretty happy that came around. But
Oh,
it's a lot
absolutely.
easier to do this when they're doing that. I'm proud of them. It was great. Fun time. We stuck to the program and we were competing and gave it a good shot. So that's great news. That was wonderful. Sandy deserves that.
Absolutely. Next game is going to be October 19th, Saturday at 7:30 out at Griff's Georgetown, as Michigan will be at Grand Valley. That over in Hudsonville. Are you going to be out there with us, Coach Ned?
I'm planning on. I'm going to do my best.
Perfect. We are planning on broadcasting that game. We won't have the replay, but we'll have a single camera. Thank you very, very much, everybody. For my camera people, James Wiseman, Christina Wiseman. Mike Butler is our director, as Coach Ned Glisson is the color commentator. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic night. Final in overtime. Michigan 3, McKendree 2. And thank you to everyone who watched and supported both of these teams. We are exceedingly grateful for your time and attention. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the yellow and the blue.
Go blue.